Hi, this is Sarah, the Stitchin mommy, and it's Monday, August 17th. And this is a quick stitching update, and I've really been enjoying Arbitrary August so far with my 4 projects a week. It's a nice amount. I was thinking going forward it might be nicer like next year or September. No, September's weird. But 3 projects a week might be even nicer than 4, to just spread it out a little bit more, but we'll wait and see. So far it's been good, and I'll probably have to piece this together in a couple different chunks because I don't have a lot of time in one big stretch right now. School is back in session. We're digitally at home for the time being. So making sure the younger kids especially are online when they're supposed to and whatnot is making it so I don't have a lot of time to escape to come do this. So I'll probably have to do it in little pieces. So let's get going. First off, on this Saturday night, I decided I got a bug to do more diamond painting. And so I finished up the project I was working on and got my diamond painting out and put another strip of resins in. The one I'm working on right now is a Heaven and Earth Designs that I bought the pattern from Heaven and Earth Designs, and then I bought the supplies from Stitches to Stones, I believe, based in the UK, but I think they still source their things from China, so it still took a while to get everything, but I got exactly what I ordered. It was a good experience. I ordered a blank canvas that would fit this pattern, and I think it was slightly smaller, and so I just trimmed something somewhere, just a couple, literally like 2 or 3 stitches off of the sides. And this is Quick Stitch Tranquil Tulip, and Heaven and Earth gives a list of how many, I don't think I have it anymore, but they have a list of how many stitches there are in each color. So then you can translate that to how many packages of little diamonds that you need for each color. So, because the colors are also sold according to DMC numbers, so it makes it really easy to do it in diamond painting. Anyways, so it's been a while since I showed this, so hopefully I have a picture of a before. It may have to be before and after. I don't know if I'll be able to get it all on the screen at the same time, but here is where I got to. I'll put it over here just in case I can get a before and after, but I got one more column. This came already cut like this with half, so I figured I'll just roll with it and roll. And so I'm doing these top, I guess it's 8 blocks, so I did a little over 800 stitches. There were these 2 colors I only saw those stitches in the next column, so rather than get my color out next time, I figured, well, might as well just put them in right now. So I did this column right here, and it was fun to get a lot more of this tulip started, so that was really nice. And I finished the butterfly last time. So, and there's little bits started of the green grass and leaves that's going to be sticking out there. So that was really fun. I think I need to do that more often. I like the change of pace, and it doesn't take very long to just get another little column done there. There's still the bottom chunk left to go, so it's not the whole column in the piece, but so maybe once a month that'd be nice to try to get that in there and work on that some more because it's just fun. And while I had that out, I figured I'll show you my son's piece. He finished this a couple months ago and I kept forgetting to show it, but this is what it looks like now, and it's all done. Whoops. So he really enjoyed this. This is totally him. He loves dragons and orange and fire and whatnot. So he had a lot of fun, and we got him a second one and we were kind of disappointed with it. It was 2 dragons, but the pixelation is worse because we ordered the same size, 30 by 40 centimeters, and when it came, this outside edge was the 30 to 40 centimeters and the actual diamond sticky part was like in even farther. So it's a lot smaller than this, which makes for less detail. So he hasn't really gotten into that one really yet. So we'll see. Maybe over one of the breaks coming up, he'll want to get that out, his new one out, and work on that some more. I guess we'll do travel stitching first, and then we'll jump into Arbitrary August, and maybe by the time I get this travel stitching talked about, it'll be time to take a break anyways, to tend to my children, and then I'll come back and share the rest of it. So first off is the Prim Stitch series. I'm working on number 2, Joy and Contentment. I just started this last night. I normally work on this on Tuesdays when I talk to my sister, but I was working on something else during that call, so I didn't get to it until Sunday. And I have a little bit of time. We watch some shows that I can stitch during, and then Monday morning I do a little bit more while I wait for my grocery pickup. So this is as far as I got. Got those strawberries stitched, and I'm starting in on the leaves of the strawberries. And I'm using all the called for, it was provided to me by Fat Quarter Shop. And so this is the called for Prim vintage cloth. It's 25 count. I'm doing it 1/1. They expect you to do 2/2, which is, but you know me and tiny stitches. And I'm using the Orifloss box. So they provided it to me. I did not purchase it. They have a DMC conversion, as you can see here on the back. There's the Orifloss number and the DMC number. And Orifloss is not variegated, so you're not going to be, it's not going to change it that much to use the DMC. So I think the Orifloss is kind of expensive, so don't feel like you're missing out if you can't get it. But something I noticed, and I'll have to do the math myself later, but each spool has 18 yards, or DMC floss is 8.7. So it's about 2, each spool is about 2 things of DMC. So you are getting a good amount. There's 20 in there. So it's like 40 skeins of, yeah, it's like 40 skeins of DMC. So that is more of the price comparison. So there's that, a little start. So hopefully I'll get a little bit more done on that this week. Again, with the basket, I had some good suggestions. Somebody suggested I blend the 2 colors in basket weave, and I liked that thought. But then as I was looking at the pattern some more, the way this darker color is like scalloped made me wonder if that'd be hard to do the basket weave stitch in this area and, you know, accommodate that scallop. And then I thought, well, maybe I'd rather have these dark bits puff up a little bit more and leave this in solid cross stitching. And so I might do some specialty stitches in these bands of dark. Like maybe some satin stitches along the straight part, and then some ray stitches to do those scallops, and then maybe like a diagonal stitch that comes together in the middle and goes out on the diagonal in each side. That's kind of what I'm thinking. So stay tuned. It's a work in progress. It is not just something I'm playing with as I go. So it's been kind of fun to figure out what I feel like doing on these ones. So my other temperature tree I'm working on once a week usually. I only did leaves this time. I worked on this yesterday also. And this is on 28 count light blue even weave by Artiste that you can get at Hobby Lobby. It's a Zweigart base fabric. And so I got my little leaves done up here. This is technically, according to the site I'm using, it's 109. When I looked outside that day, it said 115. So I was really hoping to get my hottest color. But I want to be consistent with the source that I've chosen so that it matches everything else on here. So it's almost there. That's the second hottest color, and I finally got to use it. So it should be hot all week as well. So should be a few more flaming colors. We'll see if we get up to that biggest color or not. It starts I'm using the hot chart, and so my hottest color is 110 or above, and so that was 109. So just short. But if I get up to 110 in 2020, I can use 2020's temperatures potentially for future temperature charts, like to do the mock-ups, because The last couple I've made, I've used 2017 as the mock-up because that one actually got to the highest and the lowest temperatures, whereas 18 and 19, 2018, 2019 didn't get all the way to the top, and they didn't, I think one of the years didn't even get to the bottom. So a lot more temperate years the last couple years than it was when I first started charting these and made my temperature, you know, symbol key ranges and stuff. So it's all right. I know it's possible to get that hot. So I made these during a drought. I started these, so maybe that's part of it. Maybe we got hotter when it was during a drought. Anyways, so that's all my travel stitching, which is not really travel so much anymore, but that's okay. So the rest of it is my normal stitching, arbitrary August, what I worked on this week, the 4 projects, and then what I'll work on next week. And I will pause this, go take care of my family, get them some lunch, and then I'll come back in a little bit and finish up. All right, I'm back. So I'll do a quick recap of my version of arbitrary August this year. I'm spinning a wheel for picking one project in each of 4 different size categories based on my project's whip count. So if I say something is in the medium category or the large category, it's based on where it falls in the list of my projects, not any predetermined set of sizes, if that makes any sense. So for my small category this last week, I worked on Touchdown. I'm doing this for this one right here for my son. You can still find these leaflets on Etsy or eBay, and they're just a few dollars. And I've done a conversion to change it all to be, this is John Elway from the Denver Broncos back in the 90s, and then this is Charles Woodson, who is a defender on Oakland Raiders at the same time that Elway played. So I'm making good progress on it. Should be done pretty soon. I'm hoping to finish this before the end of the year, so I think I'm doing well. So here is where it's at now compared to last time. As you can see, I finished the gray in his pants. So now the gray is done, and that kind of makes it feel like I'm, you know, you can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I have black shoes and some sock stripes and things left to do, and then the backstitching. All of him, I think I backstitched his skin, but all of his clothes and both of their legs and feet need to be backstitched. So it's coming along. At some point I may just buckle down and bust it out, especially when I get to the backstitching portion. I might just keep going and maybe keep it out all the time and do a little bit every day to get it all done. But for now, I'll probably wait until next month and then bring it out again for another rotation. See if I can get some more of that cross stitching done. So this is 28 count light blue even weave from MCG Textiles that it was formerly sold at Hobby Lobby, and I'm doing it 2/2. Oh yeah, so my medium portion, my medium project was Heirloom Stitching Sampler by the Victoria Sampler, and this I did not spin because it's a new start, and I just chose to start it on the 14th, which was National or World Cross Stitch Day, depending on where you get your information. There are stitchers all over the world, so I like World Cross Stitch Day. I started this with Colette, the Highway Stitcher, and we both worked just at the top here. She got this whole top portion done along with the first little bit of this band, so check her Instagram to see her progress. It looks really good. She chose a light purple fabric, which is really fun because my fabric is also purple, but my fabric is very purple. So this is some mystery fabric I received as a gift, and here it is. That's pretty accurate. This is my my start. It's washing out when I get closer, but that's how far I got. I got that top little section done. It's 1/1, and then 1 strand of that floss for the letters. And I'm doing a conversion with my own fancy floss. So I just pulled some things that were close to what was called for. There's an NPI DMC conversion table that I found online that I used for all of the NPI silk substitutions. So I'm just using DMC because those silks were solid colors, so might as well just use DMC for those. And then if it called for anything else like Gloriana, Water Lilies, Gentle Arts, I pulled what I had that looked close. So this is a Victorian Motto sampler shop thread called Victorian Grays, and it goes from like a dark gray to a light gray to a purpley gray. So I'm hoping when I get more of it in, it has a this is one string, so it doesn't ever go back to the dark gray throughout the string. So I'm hoping as I get more of it in, it'll look good with like where the dark gray falls, because I'll probably finish out the H and then come down here and work my way this way. How I'll probably do it is I pulled the threads, like it's 6-stranded floss, right? So I pulled two strands out to stitch this, started with the dark, went to the light, or the purple gray actually at the end. So then the next time I'll start this side so it matches the H I was already working on, and it'll go back down to the dark gray. And then the third one will start with the dark gray and go all the way down to the purple gray. So that's kind of my plan, and so I'll go from here and then around here and just kind of snake it through. So hopefully it'll look nice. But I kind of wish I would have gotten a little farther in order to get to how far Colette got with the specialty stitches on the bottom of the alphabet, but it's still fun. I'm still happy with my start, and that was when I was starting to feel the call of my diamond painting. So I figured, well, I'll get to finish that top little scrolly vine and at least one string of the letters to see how that looks, and then call it good for there. But I am excited to get back to that at some point, so that'll be nice. My large project was Lady of the Flag, which I actually didn't work on until Sunday, after my diamond painting. I think I picked it up a little bit on Saturday night and then worked on it more on Sunday. This is my copy of this I got back when it was brand new in 2001, I guess. It was just sitting in an LNS and I thought it looked pretty and I picked it up. Never realized that it would be, you know, this hot commodity that it is now. And I know they re-released it a few years ago for the, I don't know if it was for the 20th or if it was just a re-release of a few of their out-of-print charts. I don't know why they need to do it that way. I wish they could just release them and let them stay open because everybody loves these charts. So anyways, that's just my 2 cents. Meanwhile, I decided to start it a couple years ago maybe. So this is how far I am now. And this is on 32 count Stony Point linen by Witchelt. It's stiff and see-through, but I kind of like that it's stiff. It helps my stitches. I don't have to worry about the tension as much when I stitch in hand. And as you'll see, I finished this color that was on my needle, and then I came over and finished her hair, and a little bit of this and this was like left over on my needle, and this from hair colors, and then I beaded. So I got her crown done, and she has some sparkles all the way around here, and I was hoping to get those done too, but I didn't quite have enough time yesterday. I may go back and do those now, today, before I move on to other things, but we'll see if I have time. I'm kind of really tempted to do that, so that next time I pull this out, I can start working on the flag, which I really want to do. I think that'll be fun, and get that kind of at the same level, and then I can work on dress or flag, you know, as I go down. So that's that. That turned out nice. And then my extra large project that I spun last week was the Nativity by Donna Gelsinger, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. That's this one. And this is, I actually worked on this second. I worked on this on Wednesday and Thursday. I had some online back to school meetings and stuff, and I figured using Pattern Keeper telling me where to go and what to do would be easier on my brain than trying to figure out Lady of the Flag right then. So I went ahead and worked on this earlier in the week. And here is where I got to. I was able to just pick whatever colors I wanted and worked up here in the top and got a decent amount. I think I got some brown and some dark gray, and I believe it was about 400 stitches over 2 days, 200-ish on each day. So not too shabby, not amazing. I see some people make, you know, leaps and bounds of progress on their things each week or each month. That's probably the problem. I'm comparing my progress to people who have a similar number of projects for the whole month. So when I have 4 projects in a week, there's only so much I can do, but I'm still happy with that and enjoying how that's coming together. This is 28 count white Monaco. That was probably the last piece I bought in a craft store. I don't know that they sell them in craft stores anymore, but that was nice when they did, which is why I started this in the first place, because I had seen the pattern and said, well, I guess I could start it if I have a piece of fabric in my stash that would fit, and I did, so I started. So there we go, that's how that happened. Okay, so, oh, and yeah, my diamond painting, I had about 800 stitches. I recorded that too, because I'm using Pattern Keeper for my diamond painting too, which is because it's a Heaven and Earth Designs chart. So those are my 4 projects from last week, and so going forward, I got some nice fun spins. The first one was the small spin, so I'll do that here. And that one was Visit Endor, which I started last, oh, that's not in here. I started this last month to go for the Full Coverage Fanatics Bingo, because I needed something that had less than 80 colors, and all of my projects had more than 80 colors. And I had been eyeing these, they're Country Magic Stitch on Etsy. She also has a regular website, I guess, but I think you get redirected to Etsy to buy them. They're not in Pattern Keeper, but they're blocks of color, and it's, you know, very simple and only like 11 colors, so pretty easy to do still with a paper pattern. So I got this started just over like a day and a half. This is on 28 count Dove Gray Monaco, and I managed to get all the way to the other end of the top. This is the entire width of the pattern, and I have that color on my needle already. So that's where I'll start. I'll come down here and probably fill in whatever I can do in a couple days. This might be a nice one to start with because it is easy to just stitch and stitch and stitch. And I'm doing this 2/1/2 stitches on 28 count Dove Gray Monaco. And I got this from Rita Reen's Cross Stitch on Facebook. She sells a lot of Aida and some 28 count Monaco by the yard. So you get a whole bunch of it for pretty reasonable prices. So that's why a lot of my stuff is on her fabric. I have Rose Monaco I got from her and Dove Gray that I got from her, and they're really nice for full coverage because it's nice to not have stark white for your full coverage pieces, because the background, the fabric color doesn't show through quite as much if it's not white. So I like that. So that one's done. The medium piece, I guess, that got pulled was Spring Cross, and this is one I started on the first day of spring this year, so back in March I think it would have been, and I worked on it again one other time for a chain and stitching, so it's had 2 rotations already. It's a Jan Lynn kit that I have picked up a long time ago. This is on Kit Aida, Kit Floss. This is 14 count light blue Aida. It's very light, but compared to white, you know, it is light blue. So, and last time I started working on these backstitched I started in the middle and worked my way up, and then the second time I worked on this, I finished going to the very top of the cross and starting in on the words. So I'll probably do another length or two of words and then start working my way down. I'm not sure how much I'll get to, but I guess we'll see. I think, yeah, I don't know if this is the end or if there's more over there. No, there's faith. Yeah, so there's another word over here, so it probably ends over here. So that's my start on that one. Make sure to get over so I can have a before and after. So that'll be nice. It's nice finally having these in my rotation. I have had these kits in my stash for a really long time, and eventually got the fall one. I think was the last one I was missing that I got as a paper pattern from Everything Cross Stitch, and then just found some oatmeal Aida in my stash to go with it. So then that's kitted up with my own DMC. All the other three, I believe, are kits. So I figured, well, this year's the year, and I'll start all of them. So I started spring, I started summer on the first day of summer. Next month, I believe it's 22nd is the first day of fall in the Northern Hemisphere this year. So that's the day I will start the fall cross. And then again in December, I think, on the 21st is when I'll start winter cross. So it'll be nice to have them all done and ready to go for prompts like this, you know, whenever they meet a prompt, or whenever they get spun, or whenever I feel like it. So it's nice to have them all started. Let's see, my large design that got spun was in the beginning, and this was from a kit that was from, let's see, my first college roommate's aunt. So it's very old. I think you might still be able to find it occasionally on like Amazon or eBay as a kit, and I'll have to check, and I'll link it below if I can find it. I think it might be available from the Cooler Design Studio. I'll have to check. It may not be, so we'll see. But this is something I have had for a very long time. I started it almost immediately, I think, and so I was a freshman in college, so it's been about 20 years. 21? I don't know, it's been a while. This is on antique white 18 count Aida, and I have pulled this out. I think I lost it for a while, so it was off my radar, but I do really like it. It's very cute. And I have these guys completed. So this bird is all the way done in backstitch. The butterfly's done in backstitch. Giraffe's done in backstitch. The hummingbird is done in backstitch, and the monkeys are done in backstitch. So over here is where I've been working the last couple times. I knew I had an enchanted stitching prompt for a bird or something, so I did the start of the peacock. There's a little bird in the nest there. I did something with green, so I think this is the far corner. And actually that's on my needle still. So I'll start there, get some more leaves going, and see where I want to go. I want to finish, since I'm not doing this for a prompt or anything, I'll probably come back here and backstitch, because backstitching is a lot easier when you're not counting. And then maybe work some more on the peacock or something. So that's where I'm at. We'll see how much I can get done on that this time. And then my extra large category that got rolled was The Three Sisters by Golden Kite. Definitely extra large. And I'm doing it on 18 count Aida, so it is extra large. But this one reminds me of me and my sisters, because we all have, there's 3 of us and we have different color hair, so I love this for that. Last time I worked on this for bingo in July, I worked on the filling in parked threads up here, I believe. And so maybe, I think I'll keep doing that. I'll keep fill in these parked threads, maybe get down to here too, but at least these ones, and just make some progress on getting these out of the way. Because it's for one thing, it's easier to show you the progress, or without those threads in the way. So there's the beginning, and I'll maybe show a closer one right here so I can do a before and after that's a little closer up, because I'll probably just stick with this to try to get some of these worked in. So this is one of those large pieces that you can get at the craft stores that's like 30 by 36 or something. And it fit on this, on 18 count. So that is all my projects that I'll be working on this week. And I'll get some more done on my temperature tree and the prim stitch pattern as well. Yeah. So that should be everything. I think that's all I need to show you. I didn't get anything new in the mail. I keep getting tempted by some online patterns, but I haven't caved in yet. So I guess that's everything for now. So enjoy your week and whatever you're working on, and try to stay cool, and happy stitching. Bye.